Your brand, your money. Why protecting your brand is extremely important, and how brand jacking practices work, and why they are so expensive and cost you way too much. First of all, a lot of actors out there are after your brand, especially if your brand in certain niche is bringing value and making money, because building a brand takes time, creates trust, and a lot of people are after it. They just want to steal your idea, steal your brand, steal your colors and your logos, imitate that in several ways, and there is a loss for you. It's a leakage, not just of revenue, but as well of ruined reputation. Brand jackers basically would, and there's in many ways this can happen. They can build a website with similar name to yours. So let's say I would own Ivana Casino, and they would do Ivana-Casino. They would use the same logos. They would clone my brand, my visuals, my content, and they could outrank me because they'll be a little bit more aggressive with the marketing. And this is a problem because I'm losing revenue and I'm losing the trust and I'm losing my own brand. So brand jacking is bad. How is it done? A lot of times it's biddable. So you could see paid ads for your brand above your search results. This is very, very usual in black and gray markets in our niche. I've seen it a million times, and it is a horrible practice. As I said, similar like brand names, domain names with typos or hyphens. On social media, it could be fake profiles and imitating you. Again, it happens, not exactly huge problem right now for our industry. Apps, of course, apps. We are moving more to apps because people love being on apps. So all the betting can go to apps and all the casino games can go to app. And if somebody steals your logo, steals your idea and creates an app, they can again steal your clients. And of course, affiliates love to do this to big brands, to steal their traffic, their branded traffic, the operator on massive markup. And AI, of course, is at fault as well because there is a lot of false attribution and source pollution. Now, best thing I can tell you, work with brand protection. But let's still explain a little bit further the brand jacking funnel. Basically, what they do, they find something they can easily clone. Let's say they make a deal with you as an operator and they can see that it is the easiest, especially in black and gray markets, to outrank you for your own brand. This is a horrible practice and it's happening everywhere. They build a website that looks like yours, create the confusion. They really start to push marketing, bring people in, and then either there's many things they could do, but usually they just try to sell you traffic on your own brand and create damage because this is massive loss in revenue, and everybody who is not protecting their brand is simply not being serious about what they have built. But the damage could be in many other forms and shape, not just paying for your own branded traffic and lowering your revenue. Could be as well completely stealing your client base or stealing data from your clients and installing malware on their computers. And then it comes to your brand because they clicked on your name. So protecting your brand is everything. You really have to monitor the SERP. There are tools that help with this, obviously. You need to do domain watch. And here I really recommend try to buy domains with your name. Of course, you cannot buy everything, but buy a lot. Buy whatever you can, at least on the .coms, .nets, .ios, to protect it. Even if you don't build brand protection sites on all of them, at least you own the assets. I highly recommend you really work on brand protection sites. That is simple. Build it. You build, let's say, 20 of them. Not all of them going to work. Some will just take off, really work, really help you protect, really help you bring revenue, and other ones will simply not take off. It's very sort of confusing. However, if you find that somebody is brand jacking, you can go the legal way, especially if you have trademark, and you can try our favorite DMCA takedowns. or you can go either to Google or to hosting, or you can just go to the provider, especially if this is affiliate doing it to your brand, and talk to them seriously. Take this down because you are stealing my branded traffic. Now, this is all that can be done to you. So if it's a copyright, let's say they stole your images, logos, whatever, you can do DMCA. If it's a trademark, logo, identity, brand name, you can go to platform such as trademark processes. If you own the trademark of yours, so if I don't own trademark for Ivana Casino, I cannot do anything. And let's be honest, lots of operators in black and gray markets do not have the trademark, and this is one of the biggest problems. Then it comes down to gentleman agreement. Domain abuse, again, you can go to registration, to host. You can try page by page through the MCA. As well as you can go to an appeal to ad network or social networks, and so on and so forth. Lots of work. Easier is to protect your brand. Of course, it is not cheap to build lots of brand protection sites and pay attention to them and create some marketing behind it. Of course not. But in the end, the amount of money you save and after a while makes sense. You can track the monetization of these assets. I always tell people, make sure you have a huge SERP coverage. Make sure you are everywhere. Make sure your brand stands out and people know that this is brand jacking, that somebody is stealing your image, okay? Because if your brand is this weak that people cannot even tell it's fake, then you already have a branding problem. Completely different presentation. However, own the SERPs. Really, ideally, you block top 10. Ideally. Not always working, so try at least top 3, top 5. Make sure that you own as much as possible of the SERP coverage in the top positions. That's where we all want to be. Now I would like to talk about affiliate governance. Why? Because if you have a good agreement with your partners, then you will cut down a lot of these problems. Make sure you explain them you are not going to pay for branded traffic if they are bidding on your brand, if they are stealing your brand and creating, like brand-like looking websites. So Ivana-Casino. Make sure they are not allowed to use your trademark. Make sure that you have got clear rules. What happens if? So if they, and you can prove it because you've got the tracking as affiliate, if they have created a brand, stolen your brand and created a domain and outranked you, then as a tracking, you tell them, look, all of this came from this one. We agreed originally, we're not going to pay for it. Make sure agreements are in place. Now, in our industry, because there is a lot of money and it attracts a lot of bad actors, there is one more issue. Many times you pay for a brand protection website to an agency that says they're going to build this for you and grow it for you and make sure that you own the service. And yes, they succeed because many times the services are good. However, sneakily enough, they put an affiliate link that makes money to them. So you paying for brand protection services, and at the same website that is supposed to be protecting your brand, they are brand jacking you. Be very careful who you cooperate with. There are really bad agencies out there. I'm not gonna name and shame here, but I've seen this, and they are after money. They don't care about the reputation. Make sure you choose correct partners every step of the way, either an affiliate partner or partner that is building up your brand protection. Or do it in-house. I mean, now we have AI, you can easily create brand protection. Brand protection needs ownership and it's a lot of work. So a lot of people tend to use agencies. But if you can do it in-house, if you can hire an expert in-house, might be better because it will speed up the process. You are not relying on third party. You will know exactly what you're doing and you will know exactly where you stand. If you are not able to do this in-house, find a good partner. Once again, I want to go to the affiliates stealing your branded traffic. We already talked about that you should have an agreement in place, because what happens? You build a brand where you put a lot of money into brand awareness, right? You do conference appearances and social media, and you write articles, and you are really working on it, especially in the markets where you are allowed to. And then some clever person comes, builds a website on your brand, and make you pay on your own branded traffic. So not only you need to have a good agreement in place from the start, as well you need to be making sure you're blocking the SERPs, because your brand can disappear due to fake DMCA attacks. A lot of these people that would steal your brand would be exactly the ones sending you DMCA attacks to make sure you rely on the partnership a little bit more. Again, review partnership. Maybe if we stop having partnership with bad actors, we wouldn't suffer this much, but that's a completely different can of worms there. Create a system how you're going to go about your brand protection. Map everything, monitor everything, create brand protection, test. And you will need marketing. You will need money to push those brand protection sites with content and links, not gonna lie to you. But create a system. What is being monitored? When is it being done? Who is doing it? What are the deliverables? And what do you believe the brand protection should actually bring for you? What is important for you? Once again, I want to say, if customers cannot tell the website is not official or not yours, either the brand jackers are way too good or your brand is already weak. Thank you for listening to me.
If you got value from this video and want direct access to us, weekly calls, training, and the latest SEO updates, and a community of people operating at this level, click the link in the description to join the boardroom. We'll see you inside.